is the child's first school. It is in the home that the education of the child is to begin. Here is his first school. Here, with his parents as instructors, he is to learn the lessons that are to guide him throughout his life. Lessons of respect, obedience, reverence, self-control. So let's break that down. Lessons of respect. Having respect for your parents, having respect for your siblings, having respect for yourself, right? Taking care of yourself, personal hygiene, personal care. All of these things transfer into your working relationships and other relationships. Obedience. If you recognize at home from very early on, oh, there are rules to follow, there are laws to follow. You understand that in the world there are boundaries. You can only go so far. Reverence, having a healthy respect and reverence for your elders, for God himself, for authority, understanding that, you know what, there are certain times in life when I need to take a step back, I need to be humble. I mean, I should always be humble, but humility is important. If you're humble, you can therefore reverence who deserves the reverence and honor. And self-control. Think of how many issues that we have created for ourselves because of a lack of self-control. Right? Self-control gives you the ability to say, do you know what? And self-control mixed with respect actually gives you the ability to say, even though my peers are pressuring me into this, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to say no. I don't have to succumb to every temptation and do every single thing that comes my way. I'm going to stay on the path that I know is right. So all of these things begin at home from birth. It doesn't matter if you send your children to nursery, primary school, secondary school. The ultimate responsibility of spiritual and even academic education falls on the parents. Every child brought into the world is the property of Jesus Christ and should be educated by precept and example to love and obey God. But by far the largest number of parents have neglected their God-given work by failing to educate and train their children from the first dawning of reason to know and love Christ. And that quote really spoke to me. It rebuked me because, yes, we're Christians and we encourage, you know, having family worship and all of these things and love Christ and character qualities. But the reality is, as much as we do those things, it's the things that we do individually every day that show the children, right, a love for Christ. And I have to be honest with myself and say, okay, if it's a morning where I've neglected to do my own time with God, to have my own time with God, and all they see is me in my phone or doing this, busy doing this or that, then I'm already showing them by my behavior that, well, this is where my love is. We talk about Christ. He's kind of cool, but you know, whatever we have going on here is more important. So, you know, it's that daily searching of your heart and that daily, like, Lord, please, like, help me to love you, help me to prioritize you, and help me to not even treat devotion as just a checklist, because I've fully done that before. Well, oh, I feel good, I did that, you know. Help me to do it because I really love you. So when we're saying to the girls, did you pray today, and those things, it starts to become a natural thing for them. We don't have to ask them because we've just cultivated such an atmosphere of loving God and making time for him that he's the most important thing. So when I'm doing these videos, it's for me, you know. Hey, the elder sisters can exert a strong influence upon the younger members of the family. The younger, witnessing the example of the older, will be led more by the principle of imitation than by oft repeated precepts. The eldest daughter should ever feel it a Christian duty devolving upon her to aid the mother in bearing her many toilsome burdens. And when I read that, you know, I obviously thought of my daughter. I have two daughters. One is 8, one is 6. And my eldest daughter, both of them are very helpful. Obviously, they have their times when they're like, but they are generally very helpful and loving. I'm very grateful. I like their personalities and I love them. Thank you, God. But to speak to this, one thing that I wish I could have done well, so if you've got a younger child, take this on board. As early as possible, give your children chores appropriate for their age, because as they get older you start to get the but you see, when they're young, can I help wash up, can I help cook, they are so like excited about helping. So you want to cultivate the attitude, so then as you have more children, they see, oh, the older one helps with joy, so maybe I should do that as well, because, you know, like, they have such a good attitude when they're doing things. I want to be like that. Do you see what I mean? So cultivate it as early as possible. So as I said, my eldest daughter is helpful. She's such a beautiful and thoughtful child. You know, any little thing, oh, if I go like that, if I butt my toe, Mommy, are you okay? So it's there. But I also see sometimes where it's kind of like, and that's where I realized, I could have cultivated this whole helpful attitude thing from even earlier. But, you know, we're getting there. We're all works in progress, innit? Because, to be fair, I was the same way with my mum. When my mum used to ask me certain things, I used to be like, what about Leif? What about my brother? You know what I mean? I'd be like, what about him? But now, aren't I glad that she got me to help? Because all the skills transfer. So our verse of encouragement is Ephesians chapter 6, verse 4. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition of the Lord. All right then, ladies, thank you for checking out the video. And while you're visiting, remember to like and subscribe. Bye.